Okay, number 15. Sorry. So we need to set our guesses remaining. We did an if then. And we need to move our initial global to there. So in here, we are looking for a first section. And we are working on this part. Oh, that's 1 with 3, sorry. We are working on this part right here. This is a huge piece of code. You just have to follow through and do the steps step by step. Nope, wrong one. If is a number, so if, we have to set our ifs. Okay. If it is a number from our guess input, we can actually just do a duplicate on that one. Put that there. Our if then else is going to go right here. So we have to initialize our local. Variable guess is 2. Oh, don't need that. Variable guess is 2. Our guess input text. This is saying is the number from the guessed input text. The more intricate a code, the longer it's going to get, honey. The more intricate a code, the longer it is. We need a math function, okay, because if our choices and our choice. So if our, I missed a step. So if our Okay, global guesses remaining. If our global guesses remaining are less than, and we're going to need to get a number, so we're going to need a plain math block. And for now, I want you to just code that as 1. So if our guesses remaining are less than 1, now let's move to our if block. Now we're going to move to our if block. And remember, you need to follow along with your steps so that you know exactly where you are. Now so when we start using the play button event handler. Yes.
I'm looking on the thing for here. And
Which one?
on the thing I'm trying to get guess variable. And for some reason when I did
get the
I'm trying to get variable guess, and for some reason,
so you're trying to get variable guess?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so a local variable guess? Okay, so for a local variable guess, you come over here.
Yeah.
Okay. And
I clicked on get.
See where it says let's see which
Oh
one.
no, I did that.
This one.
No, I did that
Initialize
already.
local. You did this already?
Yes, I got 2 of these and I duplicated it.
So you need this right here. All you do is hover over that.
How do I do that?
You just take your mouse and hover over that, and
Like
then you
this?
grab which one you want.
Like this?
Yeah, see, they're right there.
And how many am I supposed to get 2, right?
You can take one for now, whatever step you're on. Yeah.
Working my butt off. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Honey, that's already in Google Classroom. You don't need to take a picture of it.
No, I gotta take a picture because I can't see.
I can just.
Okay, the documents in Google Classroom, you can't see them?
No, I need glasses.
Okay, well you can. Okay, well you can zoom in. The same thing. You make a copy and put it on your Google Drive, and then you can zoom in on your Google Drive. You can zoom in on your web page too.
Ms. Williams, and it's another video for 114 for 56.
There will be for that's what I'm working on right now for you. That's what I've been trying to do since class started an hour and 15 minutes ago. Make this video for the rest of them so that you guys have that. But with all the drama, okay, so we're here on our initialize global. So we're here on our initialize global, variable guesses, to do guess input text, okay? Inside our if then else, here's what we need. So the if then, so if there is a number that the guest inputs in, then we need to initialize the variable global guess, okay? So essentially you're saying, so this is kind of like somebody gave a ticket and said, yes, I want to go to the movie. Okay, now we're going to go to the movie and we're going to give them choices in the movie based on what they're picking, okay? That's just one way I can explain it, okay? Where am I? I keep getting distracted. So if then else is our next option. So now we have to say, so once they do this and they put their input in, then we have to give them the options of what there is that they need. Okay, your mutator button right here, you are going to need, let's see, if then else, you're going to need actually an else if right here. Okay, so you need an if then else if. Okay, and then you need another else if. Okay. And then you need, let's see, a third, 1, 2, we need one more, a third else if.
Oh, Ms. Williams,
Yes,
I'm done with. I'm done.
those first steps?
1 through 15.
Okay, all right, I'm working on the rest of them right now, trying to make this video for you,
Okay.
okay? So you should have an if, a then, an else if, a then, an else if, a then, an else if, and a then. Okay, let's go over that one more time. So we have our mutator button. You need 4 else ifs. Oop. There's 1. There's 2. And there's 3. And close that one down so it's confusing. And there is 4. Whatever you don't do in class, you have to do as homework. So we're going to have if, our logic block. We need a math block of a, right here. Oops, sorry, wrong one. Last guy on the bottom, greater or less than. This math block goes right here. We need to put a number block here at the end. And we also need to put our global guesses right here. So hover over your global guesses. You're going to get a get. Okay. And then in this block, we need to put, in this space, we need to put a math block that matches this number, and that's a 1. And we have another criteria. So if the global guesses remaining is greater than or equal to 1, and the variable guesses, and we need another math block in here, or another logic block, and the variable guesses. So find our variable guesses, and look, this is how you just hover over that, get variable guesses, and our variable guesses are equal to our global secret number. This is the first time we've pulled a block out for our global secret number. Okay. And this is what we want our program to do based on everything we've programmed and we have here on the designer screen. Now comes the game guessing part.
Ms. Williams.
Yes?
Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt you while you're doing your video.
That's okay.
But
What can I help you with?
you remember a while ago when I went on the field trip, right?
Uh-huh.
That's the day I finished my homework.
If go to Google Classroom, check and make sure the .aia file is in there. And then if not, just go into your MIT App Inventor. And don't forget, you always have to come up to projects. When you're done with a project, you always have to come up to projects and save. Because it may not save automatically.
Good afternoon.
All right. All my computer students out there in viewer world, you had no idea. I just took like a 45-minute break. Okay, so we're going to start over, or not start over, but we're going to pick up where we left off. What we're coding now is we need to code in what, so if they start the guessing game, and that's the variable guessing name, and they need to get the secret number, then what do they need to do? And we found they have guesses remaining. Then we need to make sure that the win-lose label is set, the lower-higher label is set, and the multiplayer arrangement is set. So we come over here and win-lose label, and we need the set win-lose label. And you can grab this one, because watch, this drop down right here. Here, let me enlarge this for you a little bit. Okay. This drop down right here, you click that, and we need to have it set to text. Just a second, I'll be back. Okay, so we're going to put this set win-lose right here. And then we also need, so we can go right, you guys are moving my screen. Yeah. So the touch screen is connected to the desktop, not to the monitor. Okay, so let's go right back here. We need to get a set lower higher. So let's come over here, lower higher, set lower higher. That goes right here. I change this to text. And now we also need a set multiplayer. Right here. We need a set multiplayer. Well, we don't need that extra at the end. This can come out. And that needs to be set to visible. Visible. So let's get rid of that. We don't need that. So the win-lose label dot text to, what kind of message do you want it to have? So when they win, what kind of message do you want? Come up here in a text box. We grab this, put it here, and, you know, you win. Okay. And then lower higher label text to. So if they win, you can do something like bingo. Bingo. And now we need a logic box. We need a logic right here. So we come back up to our logics. We grab a logic, true, false, yes, no, 0, 1, and we need to leave that as true. I'll be right back. All right, time stopped for you guys. Okay, it really didn't, but it stopped for me. I had some tutoring, I had some reports to get done, and now we're back to getting our code finished. I just want to show you that for the current classes that are in Google Classroom, let me open this up. I want to show you something. So in B8, you're coding in Computer Classroom, in Computer Science. You're going to go over to Classwork, and you're going to see Code Master Files. I've given you a block code hint. Okay. So this is a hint. It's already in there. It's in your Google Classroom. All right. So there are no excuses for you to not get this assignment done and turn it in on Monday. For all future viewers of this video, the dates may have changed and the participants in class may have changed, but the same thing goes. The 114 is your first code that it's intended that you complete by yourself. It's an independent work, but what I have done is tried to make these videos, and I've also post the completed code after the due date of the code, and just be aware that I will take points off if you have submitted it after the due date, and after the date a code like this that you're seeing on the screen right now, a screenshot image, is presented to you so that you could follow along and match your instructions and see what the block code looks like based on what your instructions say. Okay, you're putting a puzzle together is what you're doing. You're taking the written instructions and the information you have learned and also will learn in MIT App Inventor, and you're putting them together to make this code. So that's our little intermission break right now. So we will get back to this right now. Okay, and so we're working on our if-then, else-ifs, and we're going to work on this. So we've already done our win-lose. Sorry. We've already done our win-lose, our lower-higher, and our multiplayer arrangement. So we have that done. So the next thing we need to do is we need to think about, and according to the instructions in PLTW in your online textbook, we have to pay attention to, so if they don't win, if they don't guess the value immediately and they don't win, what do we need to do so that they can play the game again and they can run another route? Guess what? See this little block right here? You can do a right click, duplicate, and it duplicates everything in there, and that's what you're going to put here. So you're going to leave the else if that the greater than or equal to at 1. You're going to leave the and in there. You're going to leave the variable guesses. Oh, wait a minute. The variable guesses. We have the wrong block code in here. Let's pull this one out. Let's pull this one out. What we actually... Oh, I take that back. My bad. This one stays. This one stays out. So that's the one we just duplicated because we need a different type. We don't need a logic code in there. We need a math code in here. Okay, so we need a math code in here. And it has to be a less than. So let's go here. And let's grab this guy right here. And the reason we're getting this one, even though it says equal sign, watch. Drop down. We need this guy right here. Okay? Then we take our get variable guess and get secret number and put it right there. We do not need this green logic code anymore. Alrighty. So this is part of the iterations and restarting the game. Okay. We have to code our play button. Still, we're working on our guesses now. So we're in this section with our if then else's. And I tried to warn you when we started this that you need to take notes on what happens when from the very first code in 111 that we did. And you've got to take notes because you'll notice how some of the instructions seem to be missing. They just give you a, set the win-lose label to the appropriate output for the then statement and the else statement. Okay, so we have our then. It's not telling you which blocks to get. It's telling you appropriate, so you have to pay attention. Alrighty, okay. That little lecture is over. Let's see. So we have our math, we have our and, we have our math function again. We have these two. Now guess what? We need a win-lose and a higher lower. So watch. Click, duplicate, drag that down here. We're going to change the text in here. Okay? We need to say try again. Now we also need a lower higher. We need a lower higher. If you're on a computer mouse, click, right click, duplicate, drag right there. Now we need to change this to something appropriate. And since they guessed low, they guessed lower than the number, then we're going to say guess higher. Okay, remember that cool little trick of copying, duplicating? If you click, hold down your shift. Oh, that's not going to work. They changed that one. Okay, forget it. Just click, do a right click, duplicate, drop that here. All right, click. You want to duplicate the whole thing. Will it do it? No, it will not. Duplicate. Oh, it did do the whole thing. Look at that. Drop that in there. Okay. And we can leave the try again right there. Duplicate. Put that there. Now we have to change this to lower. Guess lower. There's something else we have to change here too. You notice how the math formula right here is the same? If this, we need to change to, if they guess too high of a number, they have to guess lower. If they guess too low of a number, they have to guess higher. See that? It's got to match. All right, so we have those two done, our lower, higher. Our next else if, our next else if is going to be get a global guessing remaining. Global guesses remaining. And you have to have a logic in there with that. So you need a logic, and it needs to be this guy right here. Okay. And in our else if, it goes in that pocket. And it does stay as an equal sign. We come up to get our global. So you can't, I mean, you could watch. You can do this right here. Guesses remaining, duplicate. Put that right here. All right. So what do we need here? We need a number, guesses remaining. So else, if they get to the remaining amount of their guesses, which is 0, when they get to 0 guesses remaining, we do need a math block. Math, go there. Just leave that as a 0. That's all we put there. Now we need to work on our then right here. We need to work on this then. And this will be our last one that we code. So think about it. What do we need? We need the same thing that we had here. So we need one of these. We're going to duplicate our win-lose, put that there. Now they didn't, at this point, we're telling them they didn't win. And we're telling them they didn't win because they're out of guesses. Okay? You are out of guesses. I really hate this term about, you lose, but it is what it is. I wish there was some other, if you could think up a nicer way to say that, then use it. So now we need to get a set guess button variable. We need a set guess button variable. So we need to go over here to our guess button. We go to guess button, pull that out. Change this to, or visible, sorry, not variable, visible. It's been a long day. Guess number visible to false. So we need a logic because we don't want them to try to guess again. We just told them that, okay, you're done. You didn't guess. You didn't make it. So we put that there. And then to finish it all off, we need a multiplayer arrangement visible true. So we have that right here. we can just copy that, duplicate, multiplayer arrangement visible true. So you should have a false and a true. We don't need this else if and then, so how do we get rid of that? If you remember your mutator button right here, and it drops this down, so we can just grab this and we're just going to put it right there. And look, it's gone. Okay, see you later. Thanks for staying. All right. I was saying goodbye to a student that was staying to catch up on some work. So if you'll notice, now what we need to do, we need an else down here. We're going to get that by doing the same thing in this cube. We're going to click here. We're going to add an else. Excuse me. Oh, went the wrong way. We just click that mutator button to turn it off, and you'll see we have an else down here. So in this else, we need to put a set guess input text. We need to put a set lower higher text, and we need to put a set guess left label text. So our first one, guess input. So we come down here and we find our guess input, and we need to set, and again, remember, change that. That needs to be text. We're going to put that here. And for now, we just need this. And put that right here. And what that's saying is that the guess input, you know, it's asking for a number. You have to have something there. Okay? So now we need a lower, higher label text. And guess what? We can do this, or we can come over here, a lower, higher, just grab one, change this to text, and then we need to have a message box in there, so one of these, and then we can put this here. Now we do need to type a message in this one. So in here, you're going to put a message, a nice place, so that you can do that number is not correct. Please try again. Okay. And now we need our guesses left label. Guesses left. So we need to go find our guesses left right here. Guesses left label. Grab a set. And this is going to be text. So let's change that to text. And then again, you need a text box in here that you can type into, but this one's going to be a little different. This one's going to be this guy right here. So it's still a text box. And now we have to add information in here. We need a text box that will say guesses left. You can do guesses left, you can do guesses remaining, you can do you have this many guesses left, okay, or your guesses remaining, something, because this block right here is going to tell them, should pop up on the screen if we've done this correctly, and if we haven't, don't worry about it, we're going to go through and troubleshoot it, because you can't do everything correct the first time. You know, believe me, you cannot do everything correct the first time. And then we have to tell it to go get some information that we've coded that our player doesn't need to see. Well, they're going to see the number, they're not going to see the code. So this is going to say guesses left, and it's going to add the information of how many guesses are left. So we need our global guesses remaining. We need our get global guesses remaining and list. We can just click here, duplicate. We don't have to go fishing all over the place. Just put that right there. This is all of this right here. Oh, I apologize, I went the wrong way. All of this right here is the first part. You can actually test your game at this point and make sure that this is working, things are moving like they're supposed to on your phone screen, right? And that would be good. That would be very nice. What we need to do before you can actually play your game, you have to, so remember we have this enter button over here. Where'd our enter button go? There we go. We have our play button still to work with. We have our enter number button still to work with. We have our enter number text. So we have more things over here that we have to code for because we haven't even touched some of these yet. So we've done all of these. Now we have to code for this information, your play button. And here's our play buttons. Okay. So we have to go, let's see, let's find our enter number button. Enter number button. We need a control out of here. And we need a control that says when our enter number button is clicked, we want it to do something. And this is what we want. This is the one we need right here. So I'm going to put this here. Let me scroll this up. There we go. So we have our control for our enter number button. All right. What we need to do in here, we also need to put a set global secret number and a set global guesses remaining. Okay, so to do that, we can't duplicate this because this is a get. We actually need to come up here and we need to get our, remember what we're getting? We're getting our secret number, set our secret number. We need this, set our secret number. Set our global secret number. And we need to have our enter number text. And again, see the drop down? Click that, change it to text. All right. Next thing we need is our global guesses remaining. So our global guesses remaining, we need a set from that. You got to click and drag and move it down. So I'm going to put that there. And we have to tell it how many are remaining. So how many global guesses are we giving them? How many global guesses? It's right here, 10. So we need a number block from here, or we can just do that, duplicate, and drag it down. All right. Now we need to enter this whole thing. So this is our enter number. When number button clicked, when our number button is clicked, we need to set some labels now. So the labels we need to set are our win-lose label, our lower-higher label, and our guesses left label, and one more, the multiplayer arrangement label. All right. Let's start with the win-lose label text. We just need an empty text box like we did here. Okay, so let's go find our win-lose label here. Set our win-lose label. Oh, that's not going to go in there because we don't have something there. And then we need this. And actually, we're going to need two of these. So let's go duplicate, drag it down, and let's go ahead and I'm going to duplicate because I know I'm going to need one more. Put that there. Now it'll fit there. Scroll up. The next label, the next set we need is our lower higher label. So we go here and let's go to set lower higher label. Oh, it won't fit. Let's change it to text and let's drop this in there. It's got, you have to have these blocks at the end to finish out the code so they work, so your error messages go away. Okay, our next set, remember out of our list that we need to do is guesses left label dot text. Guesses left. Where's our guesses left label? That's our input. Guesses left label. Grab that. Set that to text. Guesses left label to text. We need one of these mutators again. One of these right here. So click that, duplicate. We may not need all of this, but guess what? You're in luck this time. We do need that, so we're going to put that here. And we're going to put this here. Now we need one more, because remember we have 4. So we have one more label to get. And, well, not a label, I'm sorry. Our multiplayer arrangement. We have to make sure that that is there. So we need to find right here, our multiplayer arrangement. Let's get that. We're going to set this to visible so it can be seen. And then we need a logic block in here. Logic false. Because when they enter the number bumper, we don't want this to be seen, so we're turning it off by saying false. If we wanted it turned on, we would say true, but we're going to say false. Okay. So that, we just coded the enter number button. So the enter number button. So enter number button right here. So you type your number in and then you click enter. That is what we just programmed. This right here. We just coded that. Now we need one more. Anywhere in here, do you see anything that says play? Nope. We do have another button in here, and it's our play button. So let's find our play button. There's our play button. Now we need a control because we need to, the play button has to control what is going to happen when you push the play button. So when the play button is clicked, is pushed, we need to set our lower higher label, set our win-lose label, set our global guesses remaining, and set our guesses left label. A lot of this is repetition. That is what is called iteration, one of your vocabulary words. So we need a lower higher. We need our win-lose. These are going to stay like that. You just need text in there. You don't need, it's an open enter option. If you type something in here, then no one will be able to type anything in here in these open labels, in these open spaces. You're going to end up blocking them out. Okay, so these need to be empty. We need a set global guesses remaining, and guess what? We need this one right here along with the 10 in it. That's going to go here, and then we need a guesses left label. I wish they would say remaining, because I keep thinking that it's a left as in direction. Okay, and we're going to keep this. We're going to keep this here too. This global guesses remaining. Okay, we're going to keep that there. And then guess what? We're done. Hopefully, we got to make sure this works first. So how you make sure it works is you come up to Connect, AI Companion, you get a scan code, you need your cell phone. That's why I don't allow you to have cell phones in the classroom in computer science, because so you can sit and talk on them or watch movies or TikTok or whatever you're watching, but because you need it so that you can check your code. My phone is running slow. Oh, there you go. Somebody's dinging me. All right, let me scan my code. It's populating. Ooh, I have my game. Okay, you can't see what I'm doing, but let's see. Enter my guess. I'm gonna guess 12. And I'm gonna push, oh, runtime error. Okay. Well, I have a runtime error of some kind, and I'm gonna have to check that. So I had another student that came up with the same problem. That's okay. So take a look here. The operation cannot accept the arguments. Oh, so my guess. So I have something incorrect in my code about it having to be a number. So can't accept, no, you will not see another error report for 5 seconds. That's fine. Okay. So, nope. All right. Okay, so I need to go check that. This is why you test your program. You have to test it before you put it out there. Because if you put it out there and it does this, and you're a game designer or you're an app designer, you're not going to make any money. So, okay, so I'm going to go debug this and find out why not. I'm going to disconnect from my AI companion. But in the meantime, I'm going to go to projects and make sure you save your project. Make sure you save it. Okay. So, but I mean, everything's in there. Everything's in my code correct in my blocks, because if it wasn't, then I would have error messages down here. So I have a runtime error someplace and I need to figure out where that is. Okay. And when I do, I'll make a video about that and I'll show you that too. So you can, I mean, just troubleshoot it. You got to figure out what it was. Even if it means that you have to go back and follow each step to make sure you're putting the correct information in. Okay? That's why you have instructions. You just can't do this right off the top of your head. And I know you can't see it on screen, but I've been following the text. Okay? Yep. So I'm going to go figure it out and see where my problem might be. All right, y'all have a good time. Get her done.